Hey there, and welcome to a new Future Programmer Intermediate Python tutorial. Today's topic is Lambda functions in Python. Without further ado, let's get started. Functions are a very important part of any functional programming language like Python, and they allow us to modularize our programs into smaller chunks of code that each perform specific tasks, and they can be reused easily. And sometimes though, a function doesn't have to be very complicated. A function can just do one simple operation and perhaps return the result, as you can see in the program right here. We have a function called circle area that takes one input parameter called r, and the function returns 3.14 times r squared. So this is returning the area of a circle given the radius of the circle. If we print out the result that's returned by circle area, passing in an argument of 3, we'll get an answer of 28.26. Now in such an example above, there's something called a lambda function in Python that can be a more concise alternative to the normal function definition right here. So here we have a lambda function definition. Just take a look here, we'll talk about the syntax down here. So we have a circle area, this is a variable, which is equal to a lambda expression that starts with the word lambda, and then we put r, that's the parameter here, right? We have r, and then a colon, and then this is what we return. This is the return statement. As you can see here, we're returning 3.14 times r squared, well, raised to the second power. And when we print out circle area, passing in 3, this is the exact same line as above. We'll see the exact same answer printed out. And here is the syntax of lambda functions. It looks like this. So we have a lambda keyword. We type lambda, and then we type the argument of the lambda function. So in this case, we have r, but we can have, for example, r1, r2, r3, etc. So we have the arguments, the inputs, and then a colon, and then we have the returned expression after the colon. So in the circle area definition above, the lambda function takes one input r and returns 3.14 times r squared. And here are some more examples of lambda functions. We have a lambda function called multiply, which is equal to, it takes two parameters a and b, and then it returns a times b. So printing out multiply 3, 4, we'll get 12, as you can see here. And here we have another lambda function called print something. Now this one's a little bit different than the ones above though. It takes one parameter s, and then it doesn't return anything. It actually returns none. In this case, it just prints out s. So when we call print something hi, it's just going to print out s. So this is essentially a function definition that takes one input and does this operation right here. So it will print out hi, as you can see here. And let's take a look here. So we have here another function, another lambda function called f, which doesn't take any parameters. It's just a function that prints out this one fixed string. So when we call f, we'll see lambda functions don't need to take parameters. So there is no inputs in this lambda function. Now the advantage of lambda functions is that when you need to pass a function as a parameter into another function or method call, that function can be defined in one line instead of a separate function definition. So let's take a look at this example right here. We have a list of tuples, a list of two tuples in this in this people variable right here. It's a list of tuples that are made up of essentially a list of pairs. And here we're calling the people.sort. This is the sort method of the list data type in Python. And we pass in a key. So what this is doing is telling Python how should we sort the people list. Should we sort by the first, in this case the 0th index, the first value of each tuple? Should we sort these tuples based on the first value? So this should go before this, and this should go after these two. So should we sort them based on alphabetically the names right here, or should we sort them based on the one? So that would be the, well, I suppose it would be age right here. So we can pass in a lambda function. So what in this case, the key will be equal to a lambda function with the input of p, which is the tuple right here. And it will return p and then square brackets 0. So we're telling Python to sort people with the key of the 0th index of each tuple. So this will be passed in as the input and will return the name for every item in the list. In this case, for this, we'll pass in this number to be sorted. So we can see here, this is the original list. Here, this list is sorted by the names of the people. So Charlie is before Emily, before Josh, before Max, before Sophie. So these are sorted alphabetically by the names. And in this example, we can see 26, 29, 34, 48, 52. This is sorted by the ages of the people. And this is just one example of how Lambda functions can be used like this. So we don't even have to assign it to a variable. We can just use this as an expression, as a parameter, or as an argument passed into a function or a method call. So Lambda functions are very useful in Python programming, and they often are required when using certain packages and modules because you need to pass an expression as an argument into function or method calls. And that's it for this tutorial on Lambda functions in Python programming. If you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below. With that said, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in more tutorials.